JBN keep you informed. I'm Michelle Jones. Hi guys. Before we get into the news, please remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and share the news with someone today. Now on to the news. Armed men robbed MoneyGram outlet in Portmore. One person in custody. Armed robbers this morning escaped with an undetermined sum of money after they held up a MoneyGram outlet at the Portmore Mall in St. Catherine. Commander for Zone 2 in the St. Catherine South Police Division, Deputy Superintendent Earl Grant, says the incident happened about 11:15 a.m. He says two masked men entered the business place, pulled their gun, and demanded money from the cashiers.
Earl Grant, and I'm the Zone 2 Commander within the St. Catherine South Division. I'm in charge of the Portmore and the Waterford area. The Waterford area also entails the Portmore Mall, where we are standing. Here at 11:15 this morning, we had a robbery here at the Alliance MoneyGram, where two armed men on foot entered, one wearing a construction vest, orange and yellow, both wearing masks over their faces. They pulled firearms and proceeded to held up the tellers within the establishment, and they demanded money, of which they received. A security guard who was on duty observed what was happening, also interacted with one of the men who demanded that he open the door. In an attempt to do so, there was an exchange of gunfire between the security guard and the gunmen, one of whom we believe to be hit as a result of the gunfire. They both escaped with an undetermined sum of cash, some of which fell on the floor. They both escaped in a waiting motor car. The motor car has since been recovered by the police, and we observed within the car that there were bloodstains afoot, as also some bloodstains were found within the establishment. So we are of the belief that one of the men were in fact injured, and we have also checked the hospitals. We have not found anyone as yet, so we believe that they went somewhere underground to nurse their injuries. But we're asking persons out there who know these individuals, know where they are, to communicate with police, either in Portmore 119, just contact the police and let us know so that we can proceed with the investigation. We have also advanced our investigation. I will not say much about that in terms of having someone in custody who we are interviewing right now in relation to the men who were involved in this robbery.
And was anything more about where the car was found?
The car was found in the Westmead area of the Bridgeport police area. But we have since taken that in custody. It will be processed with a view of obtaining evidence which will be of value to the investigation going forward.
How many cars were there?
Businessman robbed of almost $2 million after leaving bank in St. Anne. A St. Anne businessman was on Friday fleeced of almost $2 million after leaving a bank in Brownstown. It is reported that about 1 p.m., the man withdrew $1.9 million and was escorted to his car by a security officer. He drove to Bethany near Alexandria, where he went into a restaurant, leaving the bag with the cash inside the vehicle. On his return to the car, he was approached by a man who asked to be transported to Alexandria, to which the businessman consented. Minutes after boarding the vehicle, the passenger asked to be let out with the explanation that he saw a friend he was waiting for. The man got into another car and left. The businessman then checked for the money under the car seat where he had placed it, but it was missing. The Brownstown police are investigating. Two found dead from gunshot wounds along Slab Road. The police earlier today processed the crime scene along Cypress Road in St. Andrew, where the bullet-riddled bodies of 2 men were found in a gully. According to reports, explosions were heard in the area about 6 p.m. Sunday. A passerby alerted the police of the bodies about 7 o'clock Monday morning. The bodies were discovered with multiple gunshot wounds to the head, face, and the chest. Both men were wearing masks. The police said they counted 30 spent shells in the gully. Detectives from the Halfway Tree Police have not yet pieced together the circumstances surrounding the incident or possible motive. The men have so far not been identified. The section of the gully in which the bodies were found is bordered by a house with a shop at the front of the premises. PMP complains about preferential treatment at hospital for Tufton. The People's National Party PMP has suggested that Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton was given preferential treatment at the University Hospital of the West Indies on Sunday following his minor accident while cycling. Dr. Tufton has since undergone surgery on his wrist. Speaking at the Knockpatrick Divisional meeting at Mayday High School in Manchester on Sunday, spokesperson on information Nikisha Burchell compared the medical care granted to the health minister to that received by ordinary Jamaicans.
But talk Boris, when you realize the Minister of Health, as he said, fell off a bicycle and broke his wrist, and 2 tools in there in a comfortable bed of hospital. How many of you have relatives who've had to sit on a hospital chair for days with serious condition? The health minister bypassed the chair. Them carry go down in a hospital bed, and people still sit them out a door and chair are dead.
According to reports, Dr. Tufton was cycling on Charlemont Avenue in St. Andrew when he was involved in a collision with a motor vehicle driven by dancehall artist Valiant. Male inmate killed at Chapelton lockup, probe ordered. Commissioner of Police Dr. Kevin Blake has ordered an immediate probe into the circumstances that resulted in the death of a male prisoner at the Chapelton Police lockup early this morning. The probe is to be carried out by the Inspectorate and the Professional Standard Branch of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, JCF. A team from the Independent Commission of Investigations, INDICOM, is also investigating. The deceased has been identified as 31-year-old Remika Bravo, an unemployed man of Irongate District in Chapelton. According to the police, about 3:15 a.m., unusual sounds were heard coming from one of the cells and the checks were made. Bravo was seen with a wound which was reportedly inflicted by other prisoners. It was transported to the Maple Hospital, where it was pronounced dead. The police said Bravo was taken into custody on Saturday after he attacked his grandmother with a knife and destroyed her property. It was charged with assault of common law and malicious destruction of property. A family member stated that Bravo had a mental condition and should not have been locked up with other inmates. It's also reported that he was offered bail, but no one took up the offer. However, the deceased man's family said no one was notified he had received bail. Iraq charged for a gun attack on men at Lucea Bar. Suits attached to the Hanover Criminal Investigation Branch have charged a man for a gun attack on 2 men who were having drinks at a bar in Lucea. He is 28-year-old Veron Francis, otherwise called Iraq, a farmer of Orton Garden in Lucea, who is charged with shooting with intent, possession of a prohibited weapon, and malicious destruction of property. Francis was charged on Friday after it was pointed out during an identification parade. He was arrested by the police during an operation the day before. A court date is being finalized for him. The incident happened on Wednesday, May 15. The police report that about 10 p.m., 2 men were at a bar in First Brissett, Lucea, having a drink when a motorcycle drove up with 2 men aboard. The pillion got off the motorcycle and brandished a handgun. The man pointed the weapon in the direction of the men and opened gunfire at them. The men ran and were able to escape unharmed. The culprit gave chase and continued to fire at the men. During the incident, a white Nissan Eddy wagon motor car was damaged by gunshots. Francis returned to the awaited motorcycle and escaped. 15-year-old charged for stabbing death of 16-year-old in Spanish Town. A 15-year-old Homestead, Spanish Town, St. Catherine boy has been charged with murder in connection with the stabbing death of a 16-year-old during an altercation. The teen was charged on Saturday following a question and answer session in the presence of an attorney. His court date is to be finalized. The incident happened along Edison Boulevard in Spanish Town on Wednesday, May 29. Killed was 16-year-old Xavier Edwards, of Edison Boulevard, Spanish Town. Reports are that about 8 p.m., the 15-year-old and Edwards had an altercation when the teen allegedly used a sharp object to stab Edwards multiple times. The police were summoned, and Edwards was taken to hospital where he died while being treated. 3 alleged gangsters charged for murder of Old Harbour Bay security guard. 3 alleged gangsters have been charged for the 2023 shooting death of a security guard at his home in Old Harbour Bay, St. Catherine. They are 21-year-old Jamore Campbell, otherwise called Platypus, a fisherman of Old Harbour; 20-year-old Gregory Henry, otherwise called Baba Roots, a painter of Terminal Road in Old Harbour Bay; and the 27-year-old Sheldon Brown, otherwise called 12, of Portland Cottage, Clarendon, were charged with murder, possession of prohibited weapon, unauthorized possession of ammunition, and being part of, participating in, or facilitating serious offense by a criminal organization. Their court date is yet to be finalized. They are charged with the killing of 34-year-old security guard Lance Hutchinson of Terminal Road, Old Harbour Bay, on Saturday, October 7, 2023. Reports from the Old Harbour Bay police are that about 8:20 p.m., all 3 men pounced upon Hutchinson while he was at home and opened gunfire, hitting him all over his body. He was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. The men were later arrested and charged. JBN will keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.